Marvel Rivals competitive is at its worst place that it's ever been ever since the creation of the game. Let me explain. Hello YouTube and welcome back to Castle of Random. It's your boy, Random. And welcome back to a Marvel Rivals rant. It is a video, of course, but it's gonna be a rant one. Today, we're not gonna be doing any gameplay, we're not gonna be doing any crazy challenges or whatever. Today, we're gonna sit down, face to face, and have a good old-fashioned complaining rant. Why? Because honestly, the Marvel Rivals scene, it is at its worst place than it's ever been ever since I started playing this game. And why is that? I'll display in a short second, as you've seen from the intro, and we'll go into a little bit of a detail as to why I think the current Marvel Rivals season, it is good in the gameplay mechanics sense, but it's worse and it's been in the matchmaking sense. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Let's conclude and let's see the evidence to why this is pointing in that direction. Shall we? So, I am sure you can see this cheeky screen behind. And yeah, it has been a rough ride, my friends. It has been a rough ride. But I just want to go into detail a little bit, as much as I can at least, because it's a lot of games to go through. And I don't have the time, nor the presence, nor the willpower to go through all these games at once. So I'll try to kind of dissect and give you my thoughts as to why I think this season sucks. We'll show some gameplay here and there, but most of it is just gonna be me yapping and complaining. So get ready for a whole lot of yapping. Hope you're ready for it. Anyway, we'll start off as the time of this recording. We're just gonna be looking at the 16th of June. This is where all this conundrum started. Slowly but surely it creeped its way into it. As you'll see, we're starting off with a loss on the 16th where we have 7-7. I'm not saying I did good. Okay, we fumbled the bag here. Respectfully, we fumbled the bag. It happened what happened. Moving on. We're grown adults. We can have accountability. It is normal. Then, we're moving to a win. You know, cheeky little win, whatever. Getting carried, yada yada yada. Okay, going back. Then, another win. Good. Made way more impact. Good. Decent. And then, after the two wins, disaster struck. With one sliver of hope, and that's it. And you can see from the tab, we have decent amount of SVPs attached to our name. And it's not without, good measure. It's a specific role, it's not even a specific hero, it's just that what the fuck happened with Marvel Rivals competitive matchmaking. I understand in the previous season it was bad. When you get the loser queue, we all know that, we all dreaded it, but it seems that like in this season, it became even more horrendous and atrocious and downright garbage. What else to say but garbage? So you'll see we have 3 losses in a row. Alright, fine. Here we have SVPs, right? Playing a tank, playing a DPS, depending on the situation. We did our part. What's happening with the DPSs? 7-12, 10-10. Great. We have a support with 8k heals. 8-12 on a cloak and dagger. Phenomenal. Moving on. Okay, it can happen from time to time. You can get matched with not such a great team. You see how much my team have died compared to me. Just keep that in mind. I'm not saying I'm the best player, but no stretch of the imaginations. I'm not gonna sit here and defend myself like I am Necros or whatever top competitive player it is at the moment or whatever, But, I just want to prove this case for everybody. Then we move on to the second. 6-6, okay. Still did decent amount of damage. Final hits, not so good. But then again, we have a DPS that has what? Only one more final hit than me? Less damage than me? More deaths than me? And another guy that's died more than me and did barely any more damage than me. And give in mind that this is Squirrel Girl that we're talking about. That you just have to hold light click. That only you need to hold left click and be like... Are you fucking kidding me? Moving on to the next. Then we have another SVP. Another one. We have, I remember this game like it was yesterday, because maybe it was 2 or 3 days ago since this recording. But anyway, the first round I went 13-0. Perfect game. Getting kills left and right, doing the most of it, and we'll actually put on this match just to display this, because I have the same bad mama jamma that we saw in the previous game, or maybe the one before that, that's still cramping up my style. So we're gonna dive into this one. Okay, this is the start, just so we are clear on that. I am doing the absolute most. Like, this is the beginning, man. I destroyed the supports. Moon Knight did not see the light of day due to me being annoying. And this is the beginning of the game, my friend. I'm doing a quad off the bat. And then we have this guy, Mr. These Nuts, which is one of the reasons we kind of fumbled the back completely. That guy did absolutely nothing, bro. Shall we see the tab? 2 and 3 as a DPS. While I'm getting 8 kills, he's getting, what? Nothing. 7 final hits against 2. Cool enough. Just to speed forward, 13-0. Like I said, I'm proving my point. Then we have the second round. Moving on. Never mind. I'm discussing this, so bear with me. I don't care if I'm showing publicly the names. I don't care enough to blur them. It doesn't matter, nor do I have the patience for it. Then we're going into 17-1. Still doing the most of it. We have Bro went from Iron Man to Emma and did what? Still nothing. By the way, Bald Eagle, I guess this is just a bad written, just so it can be a name. 6k heals on Invisible Woman. Wonderful. 5, 5, and 5. You know the heals are on point when you see that stats. Heals are now at 11, Bald Eagle. 11k heals with Raccoon is atrocity. And we lost because this was the last Hail Mary. Of course I died, yada yada yada. Who gives a fuck? Bring him out. I feel like if I go through each round like this, it will take me ages, and also I would relive those moments and potentially get an aneurysm by the end of it. I feel like that's gonna happen. Now I forgot where I was. That's how pissed off I already am. Anyway, here we are. One sliver of hope with the win. Yay, we did it. You know, finally, we did good. Decent. Team on point. Love it. Good. Perfect. Doesn't matter. We won. Did the most kills. Did the most damage. Happy guy. Happy guy. Very good team. Finally, sliver of hope is just on the horizon. It's calling me into yonder fields. And then, what happens after that? Get fucked. Marvel Rivals took out its massive 9-inch long Venom style and did some business. Then another SVP strikes as we're losing 0-2. Imagine having almost the same amount of heals as Invisible Woman on Ultron. I know he's not the greatest healer, but the amount of heals that we did is crazy considering all this shenanigans. We have a guy that went triple cardboard, another DPS that went quadruple cardboard. Sorry, not this guy. This guy did kind of okay-ish. We have 10 and 10 more with 9k damage and 2 final hits. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck is this? I don't know what, bro. Even if you're sleeping behind, if I sit on the point, not move, and just click E over and over again like a lunatic and hold left click, by the end of the game, I swear and I promise I'll have more kills than this guy had in the whole game, and even more damage even. But hey, Marvel Rivals, it's the fun that counts. Apparently, going back. And then again, yada yada yada. Another loss, 14-14. What happened here? I'm just gonna say it straightforward. The team cohesion wasn't good. Also, can you spot the problem? Can you say problem? Oh, right. DPS, bro. DPS. 11-15. Please help me. Help me. Moving on. Then we have the lost streak of the century. Like I said, I can go in whole depth for each and every game, but what's the point at the end of the day? So I'm just gonna try to kind of make it like this. Hopefully you enjoyed my ranting, bro. Then we went another triple cardboard game. Now I'll grant here, I was trying to test some Hawkeye strats. I'm not the greatest Hawkeye. You know, I thought with the new power up I might as well learn them, but since now he got kind of nerfed, I don't know if it's really worth it. Just Hawkeye doesn't resonate with me. So overall, I'm just gonna say here, the team overall fumbled. I fumbled. We just overall fumbled. We had a good run, but we fumbled. It's okay. I can accept this loss. This is one of those losses I can actually say, okay, we did bad. You know, moving on. GG next. As professionally as you can. But then you cannot sit here with this team and be like, hey, you know what? Yeah, this is a deserved loss. We definitely did our best and we won. Only that we have a support with 411, 310, and 811. Oh my god, look at those heals. Can you say heals? No, you cannot. I went a bunch of heroes. I went to tank. I did what I could, man. At this point, by the end I got to know more, I already gave up. Bro, this guy has the same amount of heals. Like, this guy did as much heals and this... And you say triple heals meta, you know, it's unbeatable. Come here. Are you sure that the triple healer meta is unbeatable? Do you? If you play with people that don't know how to play support, then you'll lose. Who would have thought? Wow. The more you know. Anyway, after that misery, we had an actual good match. Again, this was actually a close match. Very good on both sides. You can see this was actually a very tooth and nail match. Like, you can see both sides. Again, this is one of those matches I can accept the loss. We started off horribly. Sorry about this. I'm just gonna do a quick intervention, do a quick run through of the actual gameplay, just to point out the fact that, okay, this is the first round. I'm just gonna pinpoint some cases. We started off as 040404131404. Horrible start, right? We did absolute garbage, and there's nobody else to blame for that but us. But then, long story short, a little bit forward, we're doing way better. You know, we started to get a rhythm, you know, we started to have more team play and actually started to do something. Doing better and better in the second round, of course. Team cohesion on point, but, you know, very formidable opponents as well. And then, you know, we kind of lost in a very bad manner. We were so close. We are so close to getting the point. It's 0 meters, bro. Killing Star-Lord, which was the biggest problem for me at least. Emma Frost almost being eliminated, but she got super healed, and after that we just kinda couldn't even reach the point. But it's a game that I can say like, I did my best, it's okay, you know, we tried, it was good, I respect it, it was a nice exchange, I enjoyed it, even though I lost, I enjoyed it. And then you go into some more fuckery. And always remember, when I'm talking, look at the opposite team, look at the stats, and make the difference. And since we are slowly but surely heading into then we have another SVP. Again, Hawkeye. I'm even trolling at this point. Again, I am so done with this. I'm becoming more and more frustrated as time goes on. And this is almost always happening in a day. In a day, bro. It's not days, it's not weeks, it's a fucking day. And even with the guy that I haven't played at all, 0, 800 damage, 11k healing, and a fucking disconnect. And one final hit. And guy that went unga bunga random select on every hero that he thought he could play. And then we have a 0-4 because nothing to say here. Moving on. This is also the problem that I have. A Lord, Punisher, that gets 0 final hits and 8k damage. Pay the count. Much? Maybe. And the last game, again, Ultron combined with Punisher. 4 final hits. Yep, I didn't do too good. Again, at this point, I'm drained, bro. And we have, of course, our beautiful DPS / healer that went triple cardboard with 6k damage and 2k healing and 10k on Jeff, and also he was AFK like 40% of the game, but sure. You're probably looking at this video. If you made it this far, make sure to hit the subscribe button because it would be very much appreciated. Thank you if you watched this video so far and you managed to push on through my rambling. Be prepared that this is only phase 2. 3, 2, whatever. Now, the problem I have with Marvel Rivals. Where to begin? First problem that I have with Marvel Rivals is for sure the lack of proper matchmaking brackets. Now, I've said this in the past, and I'll say it again. Marvel Rivals is in desperate need of a proper bracket system. Diamond 1 through 3, Platinum 1 through 3, Gold 1 through 3. It's not enough at all. We need more in-depth ranking. And actually, your gameplay needs to be scored in a sense of, yeah, they did the patch, or they did the change where you lose more points But then I go in a game, a guy disconnects on my team, and I lose 26 points because what the fuck? No, that's a horrible change. Whatever they did, it's not sufficient at all to be actually, like palpable on the grand scale. You still lose a fuck ton of points and you still derank. Just be mindful that when I started this on the 16th, we were Diamond 3. Where are we now? Platinum 1. That's 4 ranks down the fucking drain in a span of less than 12 hours. But sure, yeah, matchmaking, very balanced. I don't know how they intend to fix this. Do they implement, like I said, more ranks? Do they do whatever? I don't know what they want to do. Do they plan to do it? Do they even have a knowledge of the situation that's happening? But that's the first thing that needs to happen. Then, moving on to my second point, which is Smurf accounts. Now, why am I saying this? I'm gonna split this into two parts. In a sense of, on the one hand, we have Smurf accounts. You already know what it is, so I don't have to go into that much detail about what a Smurf is. It's basically a player that goes into the lower ranks and just farms people that just started playing the game or are relatively like mid-tier when it comes to playing the game, and destroys the lobbies, and then he farms content out of it if he's a content creator, and he uploads it because apparently getting a 33 kills or whatever, 40 kills, 50 kills, whatever, with a hero, whoever it is, in a platinum lobby apparently now is the new peak. And the other one is boosted accounts. Now, why am I saying boosted accounts? It's pretty simple. I'm saying boosted accounts because there's a ton of people that I've met, like the guy that I mentioned. You cannot convince me that we have a Lord Punisher that goes with 0 final hits on a game, bro. No matter how bad you are. I mean, I also have 0 final hits. Fine, sure. But look at the heroes I'm playing. I'm not saying it as an excuse. We all did terrible. Don't get me wrong. But you cannot be that bad, bro. You cannot have a Lord icon. I'm playing heroes that I never played besides Spider-Man. And then you have a Lord Punisher that goes 0. It's kind of disheartening, And this is, maybe just an instance, but I've seen this way more times than I wanted to see it, where people would simply have the Lord icon. You think, oh right, this guy is good, and then it turns out, oh wait, this guy is trash. Who would have thought? And I think as time goes on that the Lord icon will become obsolete, because if you just put in enough time, no matter how good you play, you will be bad. Whether you're good or bad, you will get the icon, so it's kind of diminishing in value. But hey, at least you have it, and you can boast about it, whatever. Hey, go for it. You have all the Lord icons. That means jack shit in my eyes, but hey, good for you. The final problem that I have with Marvel Rivals is the feedback. And why am I saying feedback is, I'll explain this briefly. I'm saying feedback in the sense of when it comes to overall for the game, the developers have been more than respectful and listened to the community, have made changes. But when it comes to the competitive part of Marvel Rivals, I think they're kind of turning a blind eye to it. I think they're addressing hero changes, balance changes, overall reworks, quality of life improvements, very much on point, but for the simple part of adjusting the Marvel Rivals competitive landscape, it seems like they completely forgot it existed. Because I think all my points so far have been valid. That's the only final thing that I have for Marvel Rivals. As I've said this multiple times, and I'm starting to, I don't know if they want to run the game to the ground. I know I've seen stats that the game has been losing some of its player base, which is not a good sign for a game that's already like 6 months in, and they already, as they said in their words, have content scheduled for like up until the end of the year. You need to do better for the competitive. At the end of the day, quick play is quick play. If you get a Smurf, if you get a boosted account, nobody cares. But for the solo queue, I'm talking about the solo queue here. If you didn't catch my drift so far, I'm talking exclusively about the solo queue experience in Marvel Rivals. If you have a team, if you have friends that you play with them regularly, sure, you can get a better rank or worse, whatever. You can get against a good team or a bad team, but at least you have communications. Which ties into another problem that I had, which I thought it was the final one, was this one. But the final problem is the toxic community of Marvel Rivals. Now, if you thought League of Legends has a salty fanbase and a toxic fanbase, oh boy are you wrong. Marvel Rivals by far, I think so far in my experience, has the worst toxic fanbase I've seen. People are so uninclined to get constructive criticism. Switch off a role, doesn't come into play. Accept when they're bad. Throw the game because their favorite hero got banned because God forbid I don't want to play against Black Panther or any other character. You wanted to play him? Oh boy, I'm gonna throw the whole game for everybody. Fuck you all. You know? I don't know what's happening. But I just know that changes need to happen fast and now, because no matter how many interesting heroes you pull out, how many new side quests, side challenges, free costumes you throw, if at the core structure Marvel Rivals, I'm just talking about the competitive again, sucks to play as a solo queue, then you're gonna be losing your active players, because at the end of the day not everybody has 24/7 teammates that can play online with them. Sometimes you just want to hop into a few matches, you know, get your rank up potentially and be done for the day. But this is not the case in this case. So changes need to happen fast. Marvel Rivals, NetEase, I hope you hear this message. If you don't, somebody, hopefully this blows up, which I doubt it will, but hey, maybe it will. And some changes happen in the near future, because balance changes fine, quality of life changes fine, but rank changes when? Matchmaking changes when? Are they ever gonna happen? New ranks included when? When are we finally gonna see something that's palpable in the solo community, solo ranked community, where I'll be like, okay, finally I don't feel like I'm wasting my time pursuing a rank that's gonna be deranked within one day, and I have to grind for it for like 3 weeks of going back and forth of win, loss, win, win, loss, 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 win, loss, yada, 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 whatever. Anyway, I think I ranted on for too long, and maybe more than I wanted to, but I don't know, I have so much more thoughts that I could say at the end of the day, but I think I'm just gonna cut it short here. Although it's not short by the look of the recording, it's not short at all. But hey, sometimes you just gotta, man. That's gonna be the end for this video, guys. I know it's a longer one, I know it's a difficult one, and it's maybe a, I don't know what to say. I know it's a bit of a hard ask for you to kind of watch this whole, but I sure hope you do. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed recording it. I always enjoyed recording the videos, even though I'm kind of pissed off at the moment, just because of the reliving those memories in my mind of the how it all went down. You know, it's never a good time. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Like the video if you actually enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more updates like this, or my thoughts on stuff like this when it comes to like games. And overall, we're on the road to 200 subscribers, so if you want to join the journey and you want to support this channel, it's always welcomed if you just click the subscribe button overall. And let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on the current situation of the game? Do you find it entertaining? Do you find it not so good? Or do you find it just right? I know the diver meta has been dead, the flying meta has been awakened, and that's fine, but I think that the points I made were not really related to neither of those instances. It is mostly just for the community and overall the structure or how the matches are being conducted. So I hope you agree with it, or if you disagree with it, let me know in the comments below why do you think I'm in the wrong, as I'm very keen to hear your feedback on this topic. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, till next time, I guess.